game. How have you seen the team progress since that spring game up to this point?
Well, I certainly think that we've made good progression, coming in. Obviously, when you have a change in coaches, there's going to be some adjustments. And, one of the things that I've been very, very intentional about is there's such great traditions there at Cedartown. I certainly want to maintain those traditions. And at the same time, you also want to have your influence. And so try to balance that for sure. But, with that's going to come a little bit of change in scheme. So, we're going to be a little bit different offensively and defensively from that standpoint. From our kids' standpoint, it's just learning new terminology, different formations, ways of calling things. And, we're in the shotgun a good bit. So, we spent the summer getting things installed and trying to get better at. And, the other thing is we're a young football team. There's a lot of kids that are going to be on the field tonight that have not taken very many varsity snaps. And so, that's something that's going to be extremely important for this football team is just getting experience, just getting true varsity Friday night experience. I know it's Saturday, but still, so I'm very eager to see how these kids respond under fire and against a very, very good Troup football team. And so, we're all eager to get on the field. The kids are ready to hit somebody else. And so hopefully we show up ready to play.
Coming into this game, of course, I know that you have talking about those schemes and talking about things that we'll be seeing differently. And I guess really kind of this is a two-part question. And number one, what do you want to see out of the team tonight during this scrimmage game? And I think the second part of that question is, what can the fans expect to see tonight?
Well, what do I want to see? The biggest thing that I want to see is effort. I want to see who's going to play hard. I want to see who's going to be physical. I want to see who's going to run their feet. I want to see who's going to play, whistle to whistle. We're going to make mistakes. There's no question. I mean, we've had 3 days of practice in pads. So, there's going to be, there's going to be mistakes in terms of hat placement and steps. And, I certainly want to see us secure the ball on offense. I want to see us, I don't want to see us turn the ball over. Defensively, I want to see us run to the football. I want to see us tackle. And then, the other thing is just compete. That's what I want to evaluate. Who are those guys that are going to step on the field and compete the entire time they're out there? Now, from the fans' perspective, hopefully we see, some degree of execution on offense. Hopefully we have success moving the football. What I hope the fans see is a group of kids that fly around, that play with great intensity, and just get excited about being Cedartown Bulldogs.
Well, thank you, Coach. I think that, everyone is hoping to see exactly what you talk about. I think a lot of times in the broadcast booth, some of the things that we talk about that we hope to see in a scrimmage and, especially in the beginning part of the season is, you hope to see, of course, you want to see these things all year long, but you want to see everyone on the same page as far as play calling. You want to make sure that there's not a lot of offside penalties with someone jumping a snap count. You want to make sure that, it looks like that, running backs are picking up their blocks and receivers are hitting their routes and that kind of stuff. And so, talk a little bit about, it's been a limited practice. I know, you said there that, we've been in pads for just 3 days. How much intent is put on making sure that those things are cleaned up going into the scrimmage game versus 2 weeks from now when we'll get ready to go into our first regular season game?
Yeah, you certainly want to do everything you can and be intentional about executing, about taking the right steps. We want to be fundamentally sound. That's the biggest thing, on both sides of the ball. And that's what you really want to see, our guys, maintaining their blocks. Are they double teaming the right guy? Are they pulling to the right person? Are the backs fitting where they're supposed to fit? our quarterbacks carrying out their fakes? Is the quarterback delivering the ball on time? Are receivers running the routes they're supposed to run? Are they blocking in space? Defensively, is the defensive line getting the calls? Are they fitting in the right gaps? Are linebackers in the right gaps? Does the secondary get the coverage and that sort of stuff? So I think, I think translating the scheme from practice to the installation, the walkthroughs, to the actual competition field is what I really want to see how well we do.
And I guess the last question that I have for you, Coach, is, of course, year after year, coaching staffs turnover, folks leave, folks retire, folks move in. And of course, when you have a head coaching change, you have some staff that will change as well. So talk to us a little bit about what your coaching staff looks like. I know that we have, had a departure of a few coaches, and so we've got some new faces. So kind of tell us a little bit about some of those new faces as well as those returning names that Cedartown fans have come to know over the years.
Sure. I tell you what, I'm super excited about my coaching staff. We've got a good mix of the new guys coming in, and then some guys that are still relatively new, and then some guys that, are familiar faces at Cedartown. So as far as the new guys go, my defense coordinator is Jeremy Green. Coach Green has brought a wealth of, he's been a former head football coach. He's been a defensive coordinator at really good programs. So excited about him. Dustin Powell is my offensive line coach. And again, he's another guy that's experienced, has been doing it for a while, and has coached at some good programs, and really understands what I want scheme wise. We're very like-minded in that regard. And then I've got a young coach, Hunter Brock, who's just he's a work, he's got a great work ethic. He brings great energy. The kids really feed off of him, and he's my secondary coach. As far as returning coaches go, I think it starts with Coach Worthington. Mike Worthington is, I want to say 25 years at Cedartown, or I know it's his 25th year of coaching, and been there for a while. And, he's just been the mainstay. He's been the glue in the transition. And it's no secret to his, what he does, not only on the field, but in the weight room. So, he's my assistant head coach, and I rely on him a great deal. My offensive coordinator, Jay Ware, this is I want to say it's his second year at Cedartown, but just a very, very bright coach, very passionate, very hard worker. Coach Zach Valentine is back. He's been at Cedartown for a couple of years, I think, and he's my receivers coach, and just a technician, does a really good job. He also coordinates my my special teams. Coach Matt Day coaches the tight ends and fullbacks. And Coach Day, I think maybe is in his third or fourth year at Cedartown, and has helped with the offensive line and tight ends before. So, very, very excited about him as well. Coach Joby Burns, who was the corners coach. Coach Burns has a wealth of experience. He was a head football coach over in Alabama, and we've moved him to be the linebackers coach this year. So very excited about what Coach Burns brings to the table. And then we've hired a gentleman named Adrian Samples, who's going to come in and help Coach Worthington coach the defensive line. So, just a good group of guys, a good mix, and very excited about my staff.
Well, Coach, as I said earlier, I think everyone is excited to see this football season arrive. Of course, it's for a lot of folks, it's their absolute favorite time of the year, and they count down the days from the moment that the season ends and the state championships are played and the state champs are crowned, and then we get on our calendars out and we start putting X's on the calendar to mark down the days. And so the day has finally arrived, of course, for the preseason scrimmage, with the season officially kicking off in a couple of weeks as the Bulldogs will take on the Rockmart Yellow Jackets. I know you and I will have a lot to talk about, of course, before that game. And Coach, we just wish you the best tonight, and hope that all goes well. Everyone stays healthy and safe, and that we were able to hit some of those marks that you expect out of this team.
Hey, thanks a lot, Sam. I appreciate it, and thanks for the opportunity.
Thanks, Coach. Sam Branch alongside Coach Tommy Atha. That's our preseason scrimmage Cedartown versus Troup County Locker Room Report. Stay tuned. The official broadcast will begin here in just a few moments. Kickoff, it's just a few minutes away right here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network.
You've been listening to the Locker Room Report with head coach Tommy Atha, right here on the Big AA. Stay tuned. Our pregame show continues next as we head up to the booth with more here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network.
Bradford's Drug Store in Cedartown is your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy. Bradford's accepts most prescription plans, and remember, Bradford's for all your gift and decor needs. Bradford's pharmacists take time to get to know you and answer any questions you may have. Go by and see Justin Strickland and all the folks at Bradford's, and be sure to use their convenient drive-thru. 500 North Main Street in Cedartown, 770-748-3100. Bradford's Drug, your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy.
Cedartown Automotive is your one-stop for all your automotive needs. Oil changes, new tires, tire repair, brake work, tune-ups, air conditioning service or repair. Think Cedartown Automotive. The fine folks at Cedartown Automotive are serious about their job and ready to help you get your car prepared for the months ahead. So why not stop by Cedartown Automotive today on East Avenue in Cedartown? That's Cedartown Automotive. Call them at 770-749-5040 or go by and see them at 107 East Avenue in Cedartown.
Cedar Valley Golf Course has been the place to play golf in Cedartown and Polk County for 100 years. Locally owned and operated since 1924, Cedar Valley Golf Course offers 18 holes of some of the most beautiful fairways and greens in the area. Cedar Valley Golf Course is a proud supporter of the Cedartown High School Bulldogs and the greater Cedartown and Polk County region. Call today for tee time, 770-748-9671. Located just south of Cedartown at 1811 Buckhannon Highway. Cedartown's original golf course celebrating 100 years. Cedar Valley Golf Course.
The following is a presentation of WGAA Sports.
Cedartown football. It's more than just a game. Commitment.
He's going to run it. He's going to make it.
Sportsmanship.
Touchdown, Cedartown. Beautiful pass. Beautiful catch.
Tradition.
Bulldogs win. Bulldogs win. And everybody is running out onto the field.
Cedartown High School football is on the air.
It's time for Cedartown High School Bulldogs football here on WGAA 106.1 FM and AM 1340, the Big AA. Broadcasting online at WGAAradio.com and Facebook Live. And now let's head down to the field for all the action of Cedartown Bulldog football here on the Big AA.
Welcome to Callaway Stadium, where the Cedartown Bulldogs are taking on the Troup County High School, and let's have the national anthem, and then we'll have more. Let's just take a break, Andrew. Take a break, about a 60-second break.
Looking for a good used vehicle? Don't go out of town. Come see the folks at Dingler Motor Company, 526 North Main Street. Bad credit, no problem. Dingler Motor Company can get you back on the road in no time with their in-house financing. Top quality pre-owned late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Stop by and check out their wide selection at 526 North Main Street across from Livewire Surplus. Call them at 770-748-0906. Search them on Facebook at Dingler Motor Co. That's Dingler Motor Company.
Are you ready for steel equipment, that is? At Croker's Hardware in Cedartown, we've got all the steel equipment. Blowers and shredder vacs, chainsaws, augers and drills, trimmers and brush cutters. We're very proud to be a retailer for the steel product line. As an independent dealer, we can provide many services that the big box chain stores just can't match. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff is always ready to help you select the equipment that meets your specific needs. So call Croker's for a steel today. That's 770-748-4842 to learn more about steel in Cedartown.
Let's get back to Cedartown Bulldog football on the Big AA.
Well, okay, we're in the press box here at Callaway Stadium in LaGrange, Georgia, and getting ready for the Cedartown Bulldogs and the Troup County, what do they call them?
Tigers, aren't they?
Tigers?
Yeah.
Looks like they got Michigan Wolverine helmets on, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. But it's the Troup County Tigers.
Troup County Tigers.
Well, our record with Troup County over the years, we go back a good while, but we've only played 8 games. It's 5-3. Cedartown winning 5, losing 3. So,
and I think the last time we played these guys was a loss, and it was one that Frank and I were kind of talking, or I think all 3 of us were talking about it. It was a controversial loss. It was a touchdown that should have been called a touchdown in the right corner end zone. That was not called, and it was the difference in the ball game. I think that was 2019, the last time we played Troup County here. Of course, Joe, you recall, I think you were with me for that one. Cedartown played Callaway a couple of years ago here, and it was a game that we lost but would later win due to forfeit.
Yeah, I think they had 3 ineligible players. 4 ineligible players on that team, and so they had to forfeit all those wins that those players played in that year. So I think they'd played 3 or 4 games already in the season before they had to forfeit. But anyway, last year LaGrange, they were 5-5. Their coach Glisson, has been with them for about 15 plus years, I think. And I was just looking. We're starting a new era in Cedartown High School with Coach Tommy Atha. Super good coach.
He's a really nice person.
Nice person, great coach.
He's been a great coach wherever he's been.
Right. He was offensive coordinator last year at Calhoun. They won state championship. His tenure at Darlington started back in 2002, and his record there was 168 wins and 65 losses. That's a 72% winning percentage. They won 6 region championships during that time also. So he brings a lot of winning tradition down to Cedartown, and everybody's excited to see what we can do with Coach Atha. I'm excited about it. He's a real personable guy. He's likes to meet you, talk to you.
Well, Joe, he came to the radio station, talked to me, and he and I talked for about 45 minutes. And just,
I probably talked to him on the football field after the spring game, probably 15, 20 minutes.
And he's really excited about being at Cedartown.
Well, he's a good old Polk County boy, but he, unfortunately, he's from the other side of the county, but comes from a great family. His daddy was a doctor, Dr. John Atha. I worked with him and actually served on the school board with him. Super nice guy, great to work with too.
Yeah, I think and when they had the meet and greet, Joe, last spring,
yes.
Just standing there talking to him was very encouraging to me. Just to know that this isn't just a stop in his career. Of course, he's been coaching a long time, so he's kind of toward the end of it. I'd say on the second half of his career. So he's here for he's here to win. He's not just here for a check on his resume. He's here to win.
He's I don't want to say how old he is, but I think mid-50s. Just knowing, what I know. I think he's about mid-50s. So he's not going to make this, just a one a couple of years. I think he's here for the duration. His children.
Well, he signed a 3-year contract, so he's going to be here for 3 years.
Yeah.
He's
and if he can, get this football team winning, and these kids who play on this football team, they're used to winning. They've won 8 or 9 games just about every season that they've been, and some of them, I don't know many of them that would have been on that state championship run that we were on. I think some of the seniors and juniors might have been on that team, but they would have only been sophomores or freshmen back then.
Well, Coach Atha, he, his family, he's got his youngest daughter just graduated high school, Calhoun, and she's going to University of Georgia. He has a daughter in Calhoun that's a nurse practitioner, and his wife's a nurse at Floyd Medical Center, NICU. His son is in medical school at Mercer at the Savannah campus, and he's got a daughter that coaches basketball.
I was about to say, is he the only coach in the family?
No, he's got a daughter that all of his kids were great athletes, and he's got a daughter that coaches basketball, and I'm not sure. I want to say it's in Calhoun, but somewhere up in that area. And so, his family's in this area. I don't look for him wanting to move away at all.
Well, you mentioned his time at Calhoun High School. He was just there for one season. And the story of how he ended up coming, because he left coaching for just a short while. He left Darlington and helped out coaching a little bit at Model. But he was like, you know what, I'm going to try something different. So he got into the real estate market. But the coaching.
If it's in your blood, it never gets out of your blood.
It was in his blood. And so he got an opportunity to go coach the offense at Calhoun High School. And as you mentioned, took them to a state championship and a state championship win last season. Calhoun was a great team last year.
You've got to love if you're in coaching, you've got to love it, because it takes so much time with such little pay on coaching supplements.
Yeah,
it takes you away from your family, your friends. You miss a lot of things your children may be doing because you're having to be at a ball game or something.
Sure. Well, I have a feeling we may be delayed, and let's go down to the sidelines where Sam Branch is standing by. Sam, we've received unofficial word that this game is delayed, and I would not be surprised if it was.
Yes, that is correct. The PA announcer came over just a few minutes before 6 and said that this game time has been pushed back to tentatively 6:30. Now, looking at the radar, I think that's probably going to be a little closer to 6:45, maybe even into the 7 o'clock hour. It looks like we might get a break around 8 o'clock. But, gentlemen, it might be a long night. It also might be a wet night for those of us down on the field.
Well, listen, I just looked at my weather radar, and it has a lightning strike part of it. And the closest one right at game time was 3.7 miles away. And I think it's got to be greater than 10 miles away before they will allow you to play. And you've got to go 30 minutes from the last lightning strike before you actually play. So, like you say, Sam, it may be later than 6:30.
Well, I tell you what, as we await that time, we're going to send it back to the radio station for a few more, for another break here. We'll take the 3-minute timeout, and we'll be back with more of our pregame show here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network. Stay with us.
Make the right play. Go to Peach State Ford in Cedartown today.
Rush to Peach State Ford in Cedartown. Peach State Ford has a championship lineup of new and pre-owned vehicles. Peach State Ford is now open in your backyard.
Peach State Ford is proud to be part of your local community. Whether you're waiting for your vehicle to get serviced, picking up a part for your vehicle, or stopping by to check out a new vehicle for yourself, Peach State Ford offers a wide range of amenities to enhance your experience. Peach State Ford in Cedartown, 2076 Rockmart Highway, 770-748-3673.
Rocky and Patty Tillery, 2 Cedartown High School graduates, and they stayed right here in the county and went into business. They employ right at 100 people, and they've been doing that for a long time. Most of their work is from out of the county, but they want to push our youngsters here, no matter what they're doing, Little League, Pony League, high school baseball, basketball, football, and soccer, and that's Polk County Public Service. They appreciate serving you.
Bradford's Drug Store in Cedartown is your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy. Bradford's accepts most prescription plans, and remember Bradford's for all your gift and decor needs. Bradford's pharmacists take time to get to know you and answer any questions you may have. Go by and see Justin Strickland and all the folks at Bradford's, and be sure to use their convenient drive-thru. 500 North Main Street in Cedartown, 770-748-3100. Bradford's Drug, your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy.
Cedartown Automotive is your one stop for all your automotive needs. Oil changes, new tires, tire repair, brake work, tune-ups, air conditioning service or repair. Think Cedartown Automotive. The fine folks at Cedartown Automotive are serious about their job and ready to help you get your car prepared for the months ahead. So why not stop by Cedartown Automotive today on East Avenue in Cedartown? That's Cedartown Automotive. Call them at 770-749-5040 or go by and see them at 107 East Avenue in Cedartown.
Cedar Valley Golf Course has been the place to play golf in Cedartown and Polk County for 100 years. Locally owned and operated since 1924, Cedar Valley Golf Course offers 18 holes of some of the most beautiful fairways and greens in the area. Cedar Valley Golf Course is a proud supporter of the Cedartown High School Bulldogs and the greater Cedartown and Polk County region. Call today for tee time, 770-748-9671. Located just south of Cedartown at 1811 Buckhead and Highway. Cedartown's original golf course celebrating 100 years. Cedar Valley Golf Course. Looking for great deals? Stop by Livewire Surplus, located on North Main Street in Cedartown. They've got everything from tools and generators to patio furniture, lawn mowers, flooring, cleaning supplies, mini splits, and much more. Whether you're tackling a project or upgrading your space, they've got what you need. Come check them out at the store today. You'll never know what you might find. Check them out on Facebook or visit their new website, livewiresurplus.com. That's Livewire Surplus, 546 North Main Street in Cedartown, 678-861-5021.
Let's get back to Cedartown Bulldog football on the Big Double A.
Welcome back to pregame here on the Cedartown Bulldog Sports Network, the Big Double A, 106.1 FM at AM 1340. Currently in a weather delay, and that is the reason why we don't have video. Well, because of the there's two reasons. One, the weather, and two, we were requested to not do video today, so we, of course, did follow that request. But we will keep the score on your screen for you for those who are tuning in on Facebook Live and YouTube. But the rain is falling pretty steadily out there right now.
Yeah, and the fog's moving in, or my cataract's in my line of vision one. You know, it looks like it's going to be foggy, too, by game start.
Well, Joe, if you recall, when we were here 2 years, or a couple, I guess it was couple years ago now, we were actually sitting